viewers, my name is Tabitha Ako. On today's educational program, we'll be talking on the issue of divorce. Over time, there's been an increased rate of divorce in Nigeria and the society at large. Right behind me is the Samaru community, where we will have possible cases of divorce. However, we'll be having a discussion session with an expert who would give us more insight on the issue of divorce in our society.
I am Dr. Zaria the Director of Counselling and Human Development Center, Ahmadu University, Zaria.
Thank you very much. My name is Abdumalik Baramosi, and our interview question is centers on documenting on proliferation of divorce within Samaru community. So first of all, we would like to know your intake about the increase of divorce within the community. How do you see it, and what are the factors to it?
But your research side is not my area. You say Samaru community.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I can just tell you generally,
Okay.
not for Samaru community. Well, the rate at which divorce is happening now is too much. And to me, as part of the reason why we have seen so much rampant of divorce cases, to me, is starting even right from the foundation of the marriage. Because most of the marriages now, it's not a good foundation that is being laid down. It is based on lies and what have you. From both sides, both on the side of men and on the side of women. We women, or if I may say girls, now they want to have a husband. Most of the time they say ready-made. Ready-made husband. He has everything. They want to go and enjoy. They don't want to suffer. And as a result of that, some men tell lies to girls or to women so as to get them. And if it is done in that way, and after entering into the real marriage, if things have not gone the way the girl or the woman wanted, problem will start. And when problems set in, the care is not taken, that may be a source of divorce.
Okay, Ma, how has you been able to address issues relating to the impact of divorce on children and their upbringing?
That one is affecting the children seriously, because sometimes we call it single parent upbringing. Because once the husband and wife are not together, it's one of the two. Either the children will be with the mother alone, or some men, they will not even allow the woman to go with the children. They will take the children and give it to their own mother or to the other wife. And you will find out that there is problem in the upbringing of the children. And that is why you see a lot of issues, social vices among the children. For instance now, if there is poor upbringing, it can cause this issue of drug, particularly for male children. And for the girls, they can start following other men if their mothers are not in the father's house. And that is part of what is destroying our society. Because this, even if the husband and wife they are together, there is what we call separation, living in separation. That too is causing a lot of problems. Not necessarily when they divorce each other. Even if they are still marrying each other, but they are not living together, that too is causing a lot of problem with the upbringing of the children.
Now, Ma, this separation of between the man and the woman, or let's say the husband and the wife within the house, how can you foresee that it can really affect the woman, like emotionally and spiritually? How do you think it really affects her? Is it to a very strong effect, or?
So understand the divorce are more detrimental to the women.
Well, even that one is making a lot of problem, particularly on the side of women. Like last week, I met with a woman. She was complaining bitterly. They are still marrying each other with her husband, but he is living in different town with her. So she was saying, anytime the husband is around, when the children are doing anything bad, when she asks him to just talk to them, he doesn't talk to them. And she finds it very difficult because sometimes, you know, children, like the mothers that they are living every day together with, they are not afraid of them like the father. So she said that anytime he comes, if they are doing something bad, he doesn't even show them that what they are doing is bad. So that thing is disturbing her, and it's making her to feel as if the children will start looking at her as more wicked, or what, I mean, innocent. Like she doesn't like them. It's the dad that like them most.
Like she don't have any emotional attachment to them anymore.
So she was complaining bitterly. And not only that, she said this issue of separation, most at times, what the husband will leave for them is not always enough for her and the children. He will be looking as if he has given her a lot of money. And particularly with this high inflation of things. Before she knows, she will spend the whole money and she has not gotten all the necessary things that they needed, her and the children. So she said even that one is affecting her seriously. She was complaining. And she may not even be the only one. Most women is part of the complaint that they are making. It's very few men that try in as much as possible, if they have the means, to live what will satisfy the family, let's say 90%. But the issue of living in separation, even if the marriage is still intact, is this issue of not living enough for the wife and the children. Most at times, it's those that have even tried that we see that they live at least 50% of what they need. Some is even less than that. And if care is not taken, that is what will cause the woman to even start peeping outside. And the children to start doing other bad things.
Okay, Ma, so many young marriages are in the brink of collapse, of divorce. And what would you say, what would be your advice to young people who are running into marriage without having adequate knowledge of all it takes? I think our generation now are more concerned with wedding, but then with all the glamour that comes with wedding, and they limit themselves from seeing the whole details that comes with marriage. So what would be your advice to we young people that are rushing into marriage?
Well, my one is that anybody that wants to go into marriage should try in as much as possible to know what marriage is before going into it. It's not just for the celebration and that is all. There are so many things that follows. and one has to be patient, and one should take it at the back of his mind. It's a responsibility that one is entered into, and he has to learn all that it entails before going into it. That is why, as part of what we are doing now in my own organization, we are most at times organizing a premarital counseling meeting for be couples, so that we tell them the do's and don'ts and what is expected of them when they have entered into the marriage contract. Because most of them is just like, if a man loves them, they love him, they think it's just to go and get married and be cooking. And the way they are outside before marriage, that is how it is going to continue, which is not like that. So part of what we do, we normally enlighten them about the real thing they are going to enter into, what is expected from them, and what they should expect from the husbands. And they should put it at the back of their mind. It's not what they are seeing or how they are behaving between them and they will be couples before marriage. That is how it's going to continue. It's not like that. Because most of them, they are thinking whatever they are used to outside marriage is how it is going to be when they are into it. And it's part of what is bringing the crisis of marriage. So these are some of the things that we normally organize, and when people comes to us before marriage, as part of the premarital counseling we give them, we tell them the do's and don'ts, the expectation of them and the other side, and other things.
Thank you very much. But before we round up now, I would like to know, within the school campus itself, like within ABU community, how often do young couples come to seek your advice before going to marriage?
Well, I can't say the exact number now, but some students used to come. Not even the issue of marriage, what they will enter into when it comes to marriage. Okay. Even for the selection of their spouse. That is mostly what some student comes if it is in the campus. Okay. When you talk of marriage, it's the people from outside the school environment, they bring issue of marital things that are in the family. But most of the students that are in the campus is on the issue of selection and other things during the marriage ceremony.
Okay, Mom. So within the outside community, which is samaru community, how often do they come? Is it to a large extent or to a lower extent?
Middle. Not only samaru. Sometimes we used to get clients even from as far as this Hungui. They used to come if they have anything as regard to marital crisis or what have you. We normally settle them.
Thank you very much.
So much.
Thank you so much.
We've come to the end of today's educational program. I believe we've been able to understand the factors that lead to the rise of divorce and how to curtail its increase. I remain your host, Tabitha Ako.